Last episode, I left y'all off at the end of the draft and we went through the draft class. But of course, when you're starting a roster from nothing, one draft class isn't going to fill it up. So I had to do a ton of work scouring the UDFA market, trying to find the best values I could. And I did just that. I went through all the positions and just signed anybody that I thought was worth it. Came out of the menu and turns out I had exactly filled up the roster to 75, which is 75. It was a perfect feeling. I'm gonna go ahead and now show you, not everybody, I'm not gonna go ahead and just show you 60 players right now, but some of the starters for sure, as we take our first look here at this screen with this team. Boy, it is not beautiful. I'm just gonna take you mostly through the starters here that we signed in UDFA to start preseason. Devon Kershaw is going to be our starting running back to start out the preseason. We will be going through preseason today. We'll see some position battles. I definitely think running back is a spot where I wouldn't be surprised if somebody overtakes Kershaw with a really strong preseason, but he's got some juke ability. He's got some catching as well, so I like his all-around play style. In terms of behind him, there's guys that are in similar ranges, so I think his spot can certainly be taken. Going along the offensive line, actually this is a guy that we actually drafted, but so we don't have to preview him again. But the only UDFA signing is actually going to be at right tackle. This is the guy that we drafted, I think, right? Yeah, Jennings was the last pick of this draft, or second to last, I can't remember. They were right next to each other. He's a tackle, but he's going to start at guard for us, while a UDFA tackle is going to start along our offensive line here. Bryson Andrews, not much of a pass protector, but we don't really have much in the way of pass protection on this team, besides our one hidden dev rookie who just doesn't have the size to really play tackle. Favors is going to be our starting tight end here to start out the preseason. 81 speed, 80 catching, not much of a run blocker, but we do have our fullback, who I think is honestly generational, as our tight end too, to help with the blocking. Wide receiver is the last spot. Currently we're going to start with Zach Williams, 5'8". He's a little guy, but he's got some speed on him, at least some acceleration, some deep route running ability, and some juke ability on him as well. Now for the preseason, I'm not going to change any faces, any numbers, any gear for everyone, just because that's 60 players. I don't want to do it. For the people that make the final 53, I will do that though. Another guy with some pretty decent speed and some more deep route running capabilities. So don't take anybody of these UDFAs. Their numbers aren't final, their faces might not be final, their gear's not going to be final. So don't take that for gospel. Here on the defensive side of the ball, we did get one star dev UDFA, and that's Shaden Rowland, who is going to start as our corner 3. I think he has a chance to overtake that corner 2 spot. Just going to give it to start the preseason out here to Weber, just because we did draft him. I could see him overtaking that. We got Copper here, who's going to be our starting left end. 66 overall with some decent block shedding. That's really what he's there for, to stop the run. And then across from him is Samson here. I think the defensive end spot's another one where it's a really, really open competition. If anybody comes out and has a strong preseason, they're probably going to start there, as there's no standout players. Another really good linebacker battle to watch is the linebacker spot here, this second one. Lastly here is pretty good coverage guy, 88 speed with 68 zone coverage. Needs to work more as, run stopper, whereas the other guy we have, the 68 overall, is kind of the opposite. Not as athletic, not as good in coverage, but he is a pretty good run stopper. And so I think next to a do-it-all linebacker, we could even play these guys situationally. Have, one guy be like Robertson could be our base 3-4 middle linebacker, while Lastly could be our sub linebacker. We could do a bunch of different things here, but starting a strong safety to start us out is gonna be Odin, who is not very fast, but is a decent zone corner. 69 isn't great or anything, but it's where we're at. It's where we're at in the franchise. Year one of a draft only, you're always gonna have some pretty rough spots. Speaking of rough spots, our edge rush spot, Hunter McCoy, not a good player at all. Got some speed on him though, with some block shedding and some finesse rushing potential. Maybe, probably not, but maybe. And that's pretty much it in terms of the UDFAs that are going to play significant roles. The kicker we got doesn't have a lot of power, but he is very accurate. Tony Dawson here. Yeah, only 87 power, 85 accuracy though. We'll try it out. The UDFA kickers are pretty bad. I guess somebody signed the one that I was looking for in the draft, or maybe he got drafted in the 7th round. Hunter's wearing 63. Nice. This guy's the opposite. He's more power, but is not accurate at all. More fine with the punter, just big gongs, baby. Sometimes they go for a touchback. What's the harm in it? We're missing a field goal. It has a lot more harm to it. But that's the team. It is very rough. I think we have a couple of standouts. Obviously, our 2 first-round picks are beasts, but offensively, we're gonna be terrible this year. Defensively, we're still gonna be terrible. Hopefully, we can just have some standout performances. But next up on the docket before preseason is, let's hop into some of these training camp games. First up here is target passing. We're just trying to get through these targets here, and you build up a multiplier. We hit 2 there, and we got it to our stud receiver. Thinking we go through, there's a couple options here. I think we can go through the 2 on the right or the 2 on the left. I'm kind of feeling the 2 on the left if we can sprint over with slow quarterback in time. Boom, 1, 2, and the catch. Let's go. Off to a beautiful start. They keep doing this far one where I have to get all the way out here. I'm gonna try to hit X with it this time though. First one, stacking. Let's go, gold. I don't know how many attempts that took. I'll count it for you down below so you can see how many times it took me to get my desired result on all these drills. I'm gonna go backup quarterback Matt Summers here on the pass skeleton. Complete passes within the time limit. Score some touchdowns. Okay. Lofting it. No. I thought we had that one, baby. Dude, these, I don't know what to do. Our defense is so much better than our offense right now that just nothing's gonna work. Not a thing. You know, I'm just taking bronze on this because these receivers suck. Our DBs are way ahead of our receivers right now. So, and it's our backup quarterback, so I don't really care to upgrade them all that much. So, bronze it is for that one. That's why we drafted a fullback in year 1, specifically for this training camp drill. Whoop. Oh, dude, just snapped Arnaud's ankles. Hardcore there. This is easy peasy. Ain't nothing but a thing, baby. We haven't been tackled yet. I think if we score a touchdown here, oh, Arnaud almost screwed us over. We got gold here, baby. First try. I'm gonna try to, whoop. He just smacked us there. Gold first try. This is the first one. That was easily the best one. Having a really good fullback, I think, definitely helps on that drill. Trigger and explode. Call for ball. I was a little bit late there on it, but yeah, that's how you do it. Just go up. Trigger, call for ball. that's how it's done. So just get outside leverage. Oh, this time I guess we're going towards the middle one. Whatever way you release, just only press up, press right trigger, cut to the outside and call for ball. Boom. Out of bounds that time, I guess. So we lose all our multiplier. But we got a gold medal on our third attempt. Learned that trick from Bengal on his video. Shout out to him on his first episode of his franchise. He learned how to beat it. It just took me a minute to get a hang of it, and then also for my quarterback to not screw me over. This is actually just like the last one. Go inside, leverage it, and then as soon as you cut outside with the right trigger, call for ball. Boom. Very repeatable. Leverage outside, call for ball. Oh shoot, I stopped running because I was too busy trying to explain it though. But yeah, you get the drift. Oh my gosh, what a catch. It's bronze. You get the gist. If you did that and you could get it outside releases, it'd be a pretty easy gold. But because it's our 62 overall normal dev tight end, I'm not too worried about a bronze. You're gonna see I didn't get that last one. And then what? How is he not down? Boom. Disengage. Oh my, what the? Twice on this stupid thing. Pull into him. Disengage, damn it. Run around him. Pull into him. Disengage. And dive at our massive quarterback. Dude, there's no way. How is he not down? Dude, the club is such a bad move in this game, apparently. What is going on? Dude, stop. It's really annoying when you have a quarterback that doesn't freaking ever go down. Goodness freaking hell, dude. I swear, if he doesn't go down here, goodness heck. So I have to line it up perfectly. Unlike that. At least, whatever, we got a silver. Yeah, tackling the quarterback is the hardest part of that thing. Like, the quarterback just shrugs you off every time. Like, what the heck is that? Whatever. We lost out on 150 snaps and 500 XP. Don't care that much about either. Let's do chasing tackle. What? He didn't go through the hole? It's 2 touchdowns in a row. Confirmed. Oh gosh, didn't know where that one was going, and I just got torched. Halfway there. This has been a much better run for us.
Here we go. Ready.
There we go. We're at gold with 23 seconds. I just can't basically screw it up like that. What the hell? Yeah, you're not doing that crap again. Get out of here. He gets one more. Even if he scores here. Another hit stick. Boom, baby. 35,000 gold for our guy Arnau. He's going deep on us. Oh, shoot. He's faster than us. That was bad. 1 rep left. You got the over. Gold on our first attempt there. Right as the snap is called, you can see what the route is. You can't see it pre-snap. You can see it once it's called. That makes that drill significantly easier. Only took 1 attempt to get gold for our guy Simmons. So we've got 2 guys that are going to be 80 overall now. Potentially. I don't know if I'm going to upgrade, their best archetype, but I don't know if I'm ever going to get. Oh my gosh, he cooked us. Absolute cooked. Dude, I'm fast, but freaking Odom You know, our wide receiver 1 should just be somebody with no speed. Dude, this is ridiculous how bad I am at this.
Ready. Go.
Okay, I can get silver. Oh no! Oh, I pressed continue instead of try again. I figured you just basically gotta. It's LB and right trigger. But I pressed continue instead of. Oh, we don't get a skill upgrade. Oh my gosh. And kicking field goals is extremely easy. Destruction bonus. You don't have gold yet? What's gold? This is our last kick. Oh, we got gold. I wonder how long ago we got gold. I just never saw that we had accomplished gold, or maybe it was 8,000 and we got it on the last kick. Touchback my ass! How was that a touchback? Bro. This game is ridiculous. I swear if that's another touchback. Oh, coffin corner, baby. Yeah, I'm taking the silver. What can I say? I'm not the best punter. I don't do it very often. You know what I mean? I don't got a lot of practice in punting. What can I say? That's it for the drills. That was pretty fun. I think the DB battles were... I'm not a DB and I'm not a punter. I'll just tell you that right now. And our receivers suck. I shouldn't have taken bronze here. It was for our backup quarterback, so I'm fine. Took 2 bronzes. I didn't realize. I just wasn't paying attention to the reward system. Probably shouldn't have done it. But I did, and that's what it is. So, lastly, we're gonna show some preseason games here at the end. Just because it's gonna be 3 games in 1 episode, I'm not gonna be live commentating all of them. I'm just gonna show you more clips, and I'll talk about the games after the fact. But I wanted to provide some live commentary for those training camp drills because it was fun and it was frustrating and it was fun. So let's go ahead and hop now into these preseason games. And for these preseason games, mostly my objective is to just kind of show you good individual plays rather than kind of tell the story of the game. As we got 1 possession here in this first game before I realized we were in a 4-3. So this first possession here, it was definitely full of some highlights and some lowlights, and that's really what I want to show you in this game more than really the telling the stories of all 3 of these games, like I would in like a normal episode, showing you all these 3rd downs and stuff. We see Simmons absolutely whiff on a tackle there, and we transported from red to black jerseys here, but there's Arnaud getting in for a sack there, making a big play. This time he's going to make a solo tackle on that shallow crosser. I like that play a lot. Gonna get Lambert to the quarterback here. 2 sacks here early. We're getting some highlight plays defensively, but we're also letting a lot up here. And Simmons gonna be credited there for the PBU on that play. The Bengals, though, despite our best efforts with a couple of sacks, would still score a touchdown here. The Bengals offense is really good, and we had little to no chance of stopping them here in this game. But 3rd and 7, I'm going to throw my first pick here of Madden 24. Did not take me long. Kind of had tunnel vision there on Odom. Tried to force it to him on a 3rd down play there, and definitely paid the price for it. Here we're seeing our big nose tackle make a play there for our defense, and gonna try to continue what I did last year in Madden 23 and mostly user the defensive line. In fact, last year in Madden 23, I was doing a lot of just going back and forth between all of my defensive linemen and who I was using. I think this year, I'm gonna try to just user the defensive tackle who is going to get doubled on a play where we're rushing 4 only. Of course, if there's a blitz, then nobody's getting double teamed, but that just helps the ratings matter as much as they can on the defensive side. But as you can see here, offensively, we're struggling. Defensively, we're struggling too, but a lot of our defensive struggles are because of our offensive struggles. But what a catch here by Kramer over the middle Finally, a big play we were able to get on offense here. This time on a Texas route, we get Yarborough open, and something was wrong with this OBS recording, man. I mentioned it at the very top of the episode, and you definitely heard it, that the audio was super off. I ended up just turning the audio off for these preseason highlights because it was so bad, and then it's also getting super grainy and like going down to, I don't know, what is that, 720p during these gameplay. And I have my Madden setting for graphical and graphic integrity or whatever it is over the frame rate as my setting, so I doubt it's Madden that's causing the graininess. I feel like it's either OBS or my capture card. Kramer making yet another big catch on third down. He's definitely making an impression, and a good one here in his first action. Yarborough as a receiving back had a good couple of plays as well. He also had a couple of drops in the preseason. Like, if it was contested at all, my boy was not hauling it in. But Kramer for the third time, he's definitely come out and become my favorite target here with the second unit, as we're going to take a sack there. Going for it on 4th and goal here, and Kramer definitely got PI'd with. I don't know if the throw would have been catchable either way, but one of the themes here of our first game was quarterbacks making uncatchable throws on third down. Like, it happened so often. It was kind of ridiculous, honestly. But I mean, we have really bad quarterbacks, so I'm not super surprised by it, as Robertson's gonna pick off this pass. Big play creative for the defense there. We'll say I was more impressed by the defense here than the offense, and that's probably no surprise, as this was an awful throw, well underthrown there. I was trying to get some loft on it. I don't know if I just hit the button wrong or if that was just a terrible throw. With quarterbacks with these terrible ratings, it's hard to tell sometimes. Yeah, as I was saying, there's just something wrong with this recording, and hopefully it's not something that's going to persist here. Or maybe I'm just misremembering and Madden's always kind of dropped in reds, but I feel like that's not the case. I don't remember it being like this. And maybe, you know, when I'm recording it in 4K and whatnot, it's not as easy to tell. Although I don't remember when I actually played the game, it's being like this, as we just threw a huge pick in the red zone. You gotta love it. It was our best opportunity to score in a while, and we just threw it away, but the Bengals scored the touchdown anyway. So it's got to be either the capture card or the OBS. I did have OBS open for a really long time. Maybe I gotta periodically close it and refresh it, as that pass should have been caught there on third down, but a terrible throw is going to be yet another interception for me. Was not a very good first performance. Obviously, we're not supposed to be very good. We're the worst team in the league by a pretty wide margin. But even still, I don't remember. It's been a while now, but I don't remember our teams being this bad to start out. Well under 50% completion percentage for both of our quarterbacks. Allen got 4 yards a carry. Yarborough was good. I'd say he was the most impressive running back today. Kramer was the most impressive receiver. Offensive line didn't do very well. Quarterbacks were awful. If I had to say a position that was good, I'd say linebackers. I thought played well, off-ball linebackers. And even, you know, on-ball linebackers. Our linebacker group played well. Our quarterback group was awful. Part of that's me with decision making, but part of it is just so many inaccurate throws on the day. Heading now into game 2, I just want to show you this 3-play sequence, no cuts here from Arnaud. Starts off with a TFL on the solo tackle. Now dropping into a zone coverage here on 2nd and 11. Steelers are going to run it again, and Arnaud with another solo tackle. Does allow 3 yards, but now you're getting into a 3rd and 8. Time to start getting a little bit aggressive with the defensive play call here. Going to send him on a blitz. And on this blitz, he's going to get home on Kenny Pickett. Just a beautiful 3-play sequence. by our first ever draft pick, and that's the kind of impact that had me draft him. I just think a really good middle linebacker can make defense so much easier to play, and I think Arnaud has a chance to be our best linebacker yet that we've ever had on the channel. Going back offensively now, get a nice little run there from Kershaw. Going back to him, and he's going to get another big hole to go through up for another first down for London. And uncatchable pass on third down. Nothing new here. Like I said, it was a theme of the first game, plaguing us early on the second as well, but Weber's going to jump this pass intended for Pickens and take it all the way to the house. Pick 6 for Antoine Weber. He's definitely, a specialty corner. Terrible in zone coverage, but has really solid man coverage to start out. I think this is going to be a very man-heavy scheme. And so, good scheme fit for us. And showing up and making plays here early. Nice pass break up there by number 11. Most of these guys I'm going to know by their numbers because I've seen their names for 2 seconds in the UDFA screen, you know what I mean? But Vincent, that's a guy I know. He makes a nice pass break up there, but I ended up run committing here to allow the touchdown from Pittsburgh. This time, Kershaw, he gets a nice hole. He got well past first down yardage up to the Pittsburgh 35 on that run play. Run definitely working more than the pass here for us. I just don't have a lot of confidence in my receivers to give them, jump ball situations. I'm going to hit them when they're open like this. I don't have confidence in my quarterback to throw accurate passes in tight windows. It's just a mess trying to pass here with this offense, as Lastly gets himself a sack for the second straight game. Run committing here. Now he's going to get a TFL. And once again, the linebackers very impressive here to start this game. Now that right there says it was poor accuracy. That was an absolute dot and my favorite pass of the entire preseason here with the second quarter winding down. Another really good pass here to the sideline. Both of these are saying that they're poor accuracy. I don't know. I think those are the 2 of the best passes of the entire preseason right there. We're going to actually hold a halftime lead. Starters came out, did their thing in the first half of this game. Second half now. Last time we started our backup run with a really good run from Allen, and this time we're going to do just the same thing. I think overall you're going to see it as we go through this game here, the clips. As Robertson gets a second interception here of the preseason. He's done a nice job with some run stuffs, and getting 2 interceptions in 2 games at the middle linebacker spot is really impressive. So this guy's earned himself not only a roster spot, obviously, but some playing time. But going back to my thought that I was trying to convey before that interception, the run game with the second unit was definitely better. And I think that's because our offensive line is almost as good in the second unit as it is in the first, and then obviously we're facing a worse defensive line. One thing that I'm changing about the series this year compared to last is not using a custom playbook offensively. And so I'm using the playbook that goes with our offensive coordinator, the Detroit Lions, for Nick Gregory. And with that, I'm also forcing myself to coach suggestions, and I'm only getting to use the first tab. I have to choose one of the 3 plays. And so far, it's been really rough for me. This time, though, Summers is going to get outside of the pocket, escape Ioannidis, and get a really nice run. But that last interception I threw was, I think, partly because of the bad play calling that I am being forced to. I just felt like with our Madden 23 series, the custom playbook made offense really easy. I wanted to tone that down a little bit. After this preseason, I don't know if I'm going to hold myself to just the 1 tab of coach suggestions, though, as it's just forcing me to run plays that I don't love. And yes, that's the goal, obviously. But it's just like really bad because sometimes the coach suggestions will suggest like the same play 2 or even 3 times on that first tab. So another thing I did is I added a 5 play cooldown limit on offense, as well as a 5 total called in a game limit. So I think come the regular season, I'm not sure I'm going to keep the rule of holding myself to that first tab on the coach suggestions. I think it's just maybe a little bit too limiting. I want to limit my offense a bit this year compared to last year, but I don't know if I want to limit it that much. Of course, now in the middle of the 4th quarter of this game, getting a couple of nice run stops here, throwing a ton of interceptions here in this preseason, that's for sure. Tried to hit stick Samuel there. Samuel. Why did I think his name was Jalen Samuel? It's Jalen Warren. But that's going to be a nice completion on the out route to Samuel. Passing the ball was so difficult. It is probably because we're using the worst quarterbacks that we've ever had on the channel. That's part of it for sure. Probably the worst receiving group as well. But Kramer drops that pass. He was really good in the first game, but not quite as good in the second. But it might just be harder to pass in general in this Madden compared to last. I haven't done anything with the gameplay sliders yet. That's a goal that I'm hoping to get at least by Season 2. Make sure we got a nice set of gameplay sliders. For Season 1, I think we're so bad that even on base sliders, we're just going to be as bad as we should be. If these first 2 preseason games have kind of showed me anything, then I think that's definitely going to be the case. After these first 2 preseason games, I think I need to extend the game minute-wise because we're not getting as many plays. We're getting about like 45 plays per team, and I want to be up in the high 50s. It's kind of where I think is ideal. So we're going to increase the minutes to 13 for our final preseason game against the Houston Texans. Let's hop into that game right now. Taking the opening kickoff, we're going to get a game with each of our different jersey types here. We're going to take this opening kickoff. Coleman is gone. Nobody's even close. An explosive start to this game. And that means we have scored a touchdown in all 3 phases here in the preseason: offense, defense, and special teams now. You'll love to see it. The only problem with that is that we've only scored 1 touchdown in each of those phases, and while that's fine with defense and special teams, you'd kind of hope through 2 games to score more than 1 offensive touchdown. But man, oh man, is offense difficult. Of course, come the regular season, I'll be showing the games as I did in Madden 23, where you see a more complete story. We'll have the face cam and the live commentary and all of that for the regular season. And you'll get probably a better picture of just how difficult offense was. When I'm only showing the highlights and the lowlights, you don't see just how bad our, average play is. Because let me tell you, it's really bad here. But our first offensive possession going really well to start here. Marching down the field, getting a big pass play, run game's working for us. And then I throw a pick. Wasn't my best decision, but I also expect the tight end to do a little bit better of a job of not letting that defensive back just basically run right through him. So, threw a pick there. Not great. Lastly, and Lambert combining on that TFL, and now Arnaud and Lastly there. So, talked about Robertson. He's had run stops and 2 interceptions in 2 games. He being really impressive, and he deserves to start, but also Lastly has also been really impressive this preseason. Neither of them has shown me that, hey, I should be, coming off the bench. Both of them has been like, hey, no, I should be starting next to Arnaud. And Lastly, speaking of him, he's going to pick up another sack. So I honestly don't know what to do. I honestly feel like we should get both of them playing. And that play right there means that we're going to be switching starting tight ends right there. I just feel like our second string tight end has actually been making plays as Odom also drops a pass here. And our starting tight end just drops stuff. He's straight up terrible. So I think This preseason has really clarified a couple of positions. I think Kramer being our third receiver is, or at least one of the top three, second or third, I guess, is pretty much a guarantee now. I think finding a way to get both Robertson and Lastly at middle linebacker on the field. I think Weber solidifying himself as the starting second corner. You know, we have that other guy with star depth, but he didn't really make any plays in the preseason. And Weber made a ton of plays in the preseason. That pick six, getting PBUs all over the place. I think that's been clarified. And then tight end, needing to make a change there. On the offensive and defensive lines, I don't think there was really any standout or performances, good or bad here, as we're going to allow a touchdown here of, what is that, 68 yards? Good night. Not a great look for our defense here. But offensive and defensive line, I don't know if there was really any movement either way there. There was one guy who I forget his name because he would get cut after this game who allowed a lot of sacks. So I guess there, but there was no like, oh man, this offensive lineman's great. It's kind of hard to tell without like, I guess, post-game review, which I could have done here. And speaking of could have, that could have been a touchdown and should have if McCoy just knew how to pass the football. Good night, man. This guy is so bad at football. Second half now, winding down. Decided to go for it because it's preseason instead of taking the field goal, and we get sacked. So no offensive touchdowns in the first half. Now into the third quarter. This is going to be a nice play in space by number 12. He's one of our strong safeties. Again, a guy who I don't really know the name of yet. I've seen it for like 2 seconds. And 11. Somebody I've actually been impressed with up to this play in the preseason. Just absolutely with one of the weirdest plays of the entire preseason. I don't know why this isn't an interception here. He's moving towards the player, but as soon as the ball is thrown, he freezes. This to me just tells me that Madden's got some really stupid coding that as soon as he releases the ball, it's like guaranteed a Dalton Schultz completion. That should have been an interception for sure. But Weber talked about him earlier, continuing to make plays here. As he gets 2 pass breakups in a row. What a beast. He was awesome in this preseason and definitely solidified himself over the guy with star dev at the position. Getting sacked here. This game was really, really annoying, and I decided that I was done with the preseason. I had seen everything that I needed to see. Summers in Simulation actually had a pretty good game. Much better than I would have done with him had I usured him. So this preseason was a preseason for me as well. Needed to knock off some rust. I made some bad decisions at the quarterback position. I feel like a lot of the interceptions I threw were also just terrible throws, but some of it was my fault too. Randy McCoy definitely needs to hammer his accuracy quite a lot here. So we're going to put all 3 of his upgrades. The fact that he already has 3 upgrades makes me think he is Superstar Dev. Again, that's the most likely scenario because he is one of these specialty builds in Madden. Jamal Arnaud going to get over 80 overall here. Gonna keep him scheme fit by upgrading. Ooh, ability slot for Jamal Arnaud. Guaranteed superstar at least. Plus 3 block shedding there is pretty nice. Up to 78 on that. He's 2 zone coverage away from already being green on the entire, upper portion of his key skills, which is pretty insane. Keontae Simmons here. We're going to go hybrid, try to get him to a scheme fit. He has an ability slot as well. So we drafted double normals in the second round, but we drafted double superstar or X Factor. And then a +4 zone coverage here. That's an insane upgrade. This is why I always go hybrid. Because hybrid upgrades zone as much as zone does for safety. Again, that's based on what Madden 23 is. Maybe they fix zone upgrades. Gonna go playmaker here for Odom. I wanted to see if we can get him to 90 juke move, and we did just there. So probably gonna focus more on stuff like route running for him going forward. But Bobby Lambert is up next for us. Definitely want to make him better at block shedding. He's terrible, but for now, I'd like to at least maybe get him to 80 power rush. First, can we get +2 power moves? Only +1, so probably need to do one more power upgrade, and then we can start working on his block shedding. Don't really need to turn him into a speed rusher. Fine if he's a strictly power rusher in terms of his pass rushing. +2 kick power for Dawson is sick because his accuracy is in a really good spot, but his power is kind of in a struggling spot. If we can get another upgrade like that, we'll be cooking with gas. But I'm going to try to get this recording issue fixed before next episode. So it might not come out tomorrow. It might be the day after that. I want to make sure if it's a fixable thing. And again, it might not look so bad on 1080p. But it looked really bad when I was editing this video. But that's all I've got for this episode. I'll hopefully have the next one fixed. And I will see you then.